Now we consider the structure and reproduction of two algal forms. One is Chlamydomonas. Let us see the structure. Chlamydomonas is unicellular and it has a typical cell wall, a nucleus, a cup-shaped chloroplast, and this chloroplast has a pyrenoid. This pyrenoid is a proteinaceous structure which stores starch. These are flagella. As we discussed earlier, all motile forms have a red eye spot. It is light sensitive. These are contractile vacuoles. So this is a unicellular alga which is very prevalent in fresh waters. Chlamydomonas asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, the Chlamydomonas cell withdraws its flagella. The protoplasm inside divides 2 times, producing 4 daughter cells, and each daughter cell develops 2 flagella, and by the dissolution of parent cell wall, these flagellated daughter cells come out, and since they are moving with the help of flagella, they are called zoospores. So each zoospore is exactly like the parent cell but small in size. Gradually, this zoospore grows in size and attains its original size, that is asexual reproduction. Now let us see sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is of 3 types. One is isogamous type, 2 anisogamous type, and 3 oogamous type. Now look at the animations one by one. Isogamous type. In isogamous type, 2 gametes come together by their anterior ends, and gradually the flagella are withdrawn and the protoplasm from one gamete enters into another gamete. The resulting body is zygote, which is diploid, and this diploid zygote produces a thick resistant wall around. So this condition is called encysted condition. Here actually you should note one important point. Asexual reproduction takes place during favorable conditions and sexual reproduction takes place under unfavorable conditions. So before the advent of unfavorable conditions, Chlamydomonas undergoes sexual reproduction. After sexual union, the zygote should undergo a period of rest during unfavorable conditions. For that, the zygote produces a thick wall around. And in this encysted condition, it tides over the unfavorable conditions. Again, when the pond or the water body in which they live is filled with water, the zygote undergoes reduction division and 4 daughter cells are produced and they produce flagella. Now they are called zoospores. These zoospores escape through the broken cyst wall and they swim freely, and each zoospore grows to the normal size of the parent cell, that is isogamous type. Anisogamous type. Here, the participating gametes are not equal in size. Some gametes are small in size. They can be called microgametes, and some gametes produced by another Chlamydomonas cell, they are large in size and they can be called macrogametes. A macrogamete and a microgamete come together, join by their anterior ends, withdraw their flagella. The protoplasm from the microgamete enters into the macrogamete, fuses with it, and a diploid zygote is produced. This diploid zygote produces a thick resistant wall around. In this encysted condition, it takes rest. The protoplasm divides by reduction division. 4 zoospores are produced. They develop flagella, and when the cyst wall breaks open, the zoospores escape, swim away, and they develop into parent cells. Oogamous type. In oogamous type, the female gamete is non-motile. It is called egg or ovum. So the gametangium, the female gametangium that produces a single egg, and the male gametangium divides and produces many male gametes which are small in size. The male gametes swim and they come into contact with the egg, and one of the male gametes fuses with the egg, resulting in the formation of diploid zygote. Since the small male gamete fuses with a non-motile egg, it is called oogamous type. This zygote forms a thick resistant wall, that is encysted condition, remains dormant during the unfavorable conditions, and at the advent of favorable conditions, the protoplasm inside, that is the zygote, divides by meiosis, producing 4 haploid zoospores, and when the cyst wall breaks open, the 4 haploid zoospores escape out, they swim out, and they grow to their original size, that is oogamous type. These are the types of sexual reproduction in Chlamydomonas. Life cycle of Chlamydomonas. Now let me explain here the life cycle of Chlamydomonas. This Chlamydomonas has asexual reproduction. In this asexual reproduction, it produces zoospores. The protoplasm divides to produce 4 to 8 zoospores. And these zoospores are haploid. The Chlamydomonas plant itself is haploid, and each zoospore grows in size and becomes a Chlamydomonas plant. This is asexual reproduction. See the sexual reproduction. So in sexual reproduction, the protoplast divides and the gametes are produced. These gametes are haploid in nature, and the gametes fuse with each other. One we call it plus, another we call it minus. When they fuse, they produce a diploid zygote. Zygote only is the diploid state in the life cycle of Chlamydomonas. This zygote produces a wall around, and in this encysted condition, it can tide over unfavorable conditions. So it undergoes a period of rest, and that is called zygospore. Spore means it should germinate, but since it is a diploid one, it is called zygospore. The protoplasm of the zygospore undergoes meiosis, reduction division, and zoospores are produced. Because it is reduction division, the zoospores are haploid. These zoospores directly grow into the Chlamydomonas plants. So this life cycle of Chlamydomonas is called haplontic life cycle. Means the major stages of the life cycle are haploid. The diploid stage is confined only to zygote. That is why it is called haplontic life cycle.